and welcome to lesson 20. I love this lesson because I feel there's a shift. We've kind of entered into that space of recognizing that we're responsible and that there are no neutral thoughts. And now we're into this shift of consciousness. We're going to make a choice today, and it's about seeing things differently. So I find that kind of exciting, and I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you. Before we begin, we just allow ourselves a little bit of time to settle in our seats and just to embrace this new morning. And so gently closing your eyes down and just being in this pause, in this quiet time to get anchored and get grounded. And if you wish this morning, you could imagine that there are roots growing out of your feet, going all the way down into the earth, all the way down into the earth's core, securing you, holding you. And for this, knowing that we are grounded, we give thanks. Taking a moment or two to notice your breath. Being grateful for the breath as it sustains the body and just allows us to have this experience of being alive, of being here in this lifetime. And then I invite you to bow your head towards your heart. We begin this day in gratitude. We open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask love and light to lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. We recognize that all encounters are wholesome and all experiences can be met with a peaceful heart that is anchored in the truth that we are one, we are love, we are free, and we release these words, and so we let it be. Lesson 20. I am determined to see. And whatever follows the words I am, we are moving them into action. They are activating or being activated. So we're also giving permission for our higher vision. We've been quite casual about our practice periods thus far. There has been virtually no attempt to direct the time for understanding them. Minimal effort has been required, and not even active cooperation or interest have been asked. So remember, up until now, we've been asked just to let them wash over us. This approach has been intentional and very carefully planned. So nothing is left to chance in this. We have not lost sight of the crucial importance of the reversal of your thinking. So remember, we have a program running and we want to reverse that. We want to change that. We want to bring you back to this beautiful, original, peaceful state. The freedom or the salvation of the world depends on it. Yet you will not see if you regard yourself as being coerced and if you give in to resentment and opposition. So that's why everything is happening with this beautiful, gentle encouragement. And I know the other day in one of the lessons I spoke about, when you're teaching a child to eat or you're potty training your child or anything like that, everything must be done gently. Even working with animals, beautiful, gentle, kind training. And that's what this is. This is our first attempt to introduce some structure. Do not misconstrue it as an effort to exert force or pressure. So again, the gentle approach. You want salvation. Now remember, the word salvation can be replaced with peace or freedom. So you want salvation. Salvation comes from the word salve, and salve is to soothe, peace. So just bear that in the back of your mind if the language is in any way challenging for you. You want to be happy. You want peace. You do not have them now because your mind is totally undisciplined. So we often hear the monkey mind or the wild horses of the mind, and this is a taming of the mind. You cannot distinguish between joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain, love and fear. We get carried away with our emotions. You are now learning how to tell them apart, and great indeed will be your reward. And this often reminds me of my dad, because my dad used to worry a lot, and I often felt the impact of his worry. And he saw his worry or concern as being an expression of love, but in actual fact, it's an expression of fear. So when they say we don't recognize true feelings, that's what they mean. Your decision to see at all is all that vision requires. So you saying yes to higher mind, to higher vision, to higher seeing, to higher knowing. What you want is yours. It's there for the taking. Do not mistake the little effort that is asked of you for an indication that our goal is of little worth. So they're just saying, even though this may not be asking a lot of you, it may seem easy. Don't think that that means it's not of great value, because it absolutely is. Can the salvation of the world be a trivial purpose? So can the peace of the world, can the quiet of the world be a trivial purpose? Remember, change starts here. And can the world be saved if you are not? Remember, minds are joined. Love has one child, and they are the resurrection and the life. Their will is done because all power is given them in heaven and on earth. So all power is given them in all time, forever and ever. In your determination to see is vision given you. So I will be using the terms heaven and hell because they're familiar to us in the way of knowing that life can feel very challenging and it can feel hellish. With our association with that word is that it can feel difficult and dark and gloomy and painful. And it does seem like that at times. And this is where we want to create heaven, paradise, whatever that is for you, but peace, a deep sense of peace that we can create that while we're here in a body. And that is the ultimate. We'll always be in a dream or sort of an illusion while we're in the body, but we can have the most heavenly, divine illusion that is as close to love as we can possibly get while we're in a body. The exercises for today consist in reminding yourself throughout the day you want to see. Today's idea also tactily implies the recognition that you do not see now. Therefore, as you repeat the idea, you are stating that you are determined to change your present state for a better one, and and one that you really want. Repeat today's idea slowly and positively, at least twice an hour today. So we're upping the ante a little bit. But all you're going to do is repeat this statement. Do not be distressed if you forget to do so, but make a real effort to remember. The extra repetitions should be applied to any situation, person, or events that upset you. You can see them differently, and you will. And this is one of the miracles. This is a shift in consciousness. What you desire, you will see. Such is the law of cause and effect as it operates in the world. So as you move through your day, we don't even have to do it right now. There's no need to practice it. You're just going to be moving through your day saying, I am determined to see. I am determined to see. I just love this. And one of the memories coming up for me when I consider this one is my daughter has a lot of tattoos, and I was challenged. The more tattoos she was getting, the more challenged I was becoming. And I had all sorts of opinions and judgments. And she's very forthright. And, she said to me one day, she said, Mom, my body, my life. And I thought, okay, I need to make peace with this and need to see this differently. And so that was my prayer. I just said, I'm determined to see, I'm just determined to see this differently. And I ended up seeing a program came up suggested on Netflix about tattoos, and I watched it. And, at the end of the program, I had such a different seeing and such a different understanding of tattoos and why people get tattoos. And they no longer bother me. In fact, I often message her saying, have you any new tattoos? Show me. I have so, it's just that attachment to them being a negative thing, or that judgment is gone completely. And that is the result of asking to see things differently. And so this can be applied to so many things that we have difficulty with. So I encourage you to use it again and again and again. And it's one of the lessons I go back to all the time. It's always on rinse, repeat. So thank you for joining me today. And we're going to close out with our short meditation. So gently close your eyes down now. And again, we'll come to a silent meditation today as we're learning to be still with ourselves and to be more at peace with being still with ourselves. Just noticing the breath. Remember, if thoughts come, don't worry about it. Don't judge them. Don't judge yourself. Just allow them to come and to go. Before we finish, just lift the corners of your mouth. Gently open your eyes. And, commend yourself for getting to lesson 20. Well done. Have a great day.